Hi, this is Aman. I'm sure you well aware of that thing that you should not speak yourself in a negative way because it impacts you in a very negative way. So today I want to share with you one of my experience or one of my incident in my own life where I have encountered this problem. I would not say call it problem. I would call it the opportunity or what I call is how I became a confident. It's not because that I'm knowing many things that most of the people around me don't know. This is not reality. Even though I'm not good at anything particular, so still I'm feeling confident in whichever part I'm speaking. It's not just because the idea that I'm knowing that topic, it is just because I'm believing in myself and I know that whatever I'm gonna say, it may be not true 100%, but whatever I'm gonna say, it is certain that the logic or the argument that I'm gonna put in my words would be very matchable in that context. And because of that thing, I'm not very precise or accurate because the kind of argument I'm presenting was somehow relatable to that topic. And because it was relatable to that topic, people are understand that now he has to speak a lot more. He has a thorough understanding on this topic, and here the confidence comes. Even though you do not need the things and still you are able to get managed to those things, this is the real confidence. And why I'm talking in this confidence when we are talking about the you should not speak yourself with a negative thought. Well, let me tell you one of my experience. Actually, back then in 2013 or the 14 or the 15, exactly I don't remember, but these 3 years when I was just 14-year-old guy, and at that point of time, at that point of time, I was a useless child. When I say useless child, I used to not go to school. When I was a 15-year-old child, I was not able to solve three-digit multiplication when I was at ninth class, sorry. And at that point of time, I was the lethargic student in my house, in my locality, in my circle, in my school, wherever you can count. All my surroundings were far better than me. But after ninth and 10th, when I got promoted in 11th class, and I topped in 10th class, and after that I have never looked back. It's not because what I have achieved in between 2 years. It's not just I have did a lot of hard work. Of course I did, but alone hard work you can't be topper with you a lethargic student. It requires a more than things. And how did you get it? Well, one of my teacher helped me to get through. He 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 didn't teach me how to study more and more. He just understand me. He let me believe that whatever I'm doing is right. And it is not just about whatever I'm gonna do I'll write. No, his simple philosophy was towards me. He was very kind to me. He was always care for me, and he teach me one thing without telling a word. His action speaks louder than the word. And he was telling me, Aman, don't look in this way. You may be bad at math, but you are good at in this thing. So how you become good in that thing and how you become bad in thing, because when you are born you are not good at anything, and now you become good at anything and you become worst at anything. Now I will not tell anything. You have to determine yourself why did you get this right, and why you become worse in that subject. You have to determine this thing in gap, and once you will understand, you will able to understand why you are not able to perform good in quant. And believe me, this was not talk, it was actually the seasonal happened, and after that, the copy was checking, and that in between this process, the teacher took me two copies. In one copies where I did good because I was good at social science. So he was showing me, Aman, see this copy, and one side at math copy, see this copy. What is difference do you feel? And when I look back, I don't analyze, I would not word analyze, I didn't see. At that point of time, I was not able to analyze very well what is going wrong. But one thing that I got understood very, very clear is that it's not just about the I'm weak in that, I'm strong in that. I have at that point of time I understood very well that it is more about the intent and the less about the how good you are at particular thing. And at that point of time, of course, I didn't understood fully, but somehow this idea that in one thing I'm good and one thing I'm very worse, how it can happen. And then I start doing a little more work as he started told me that you should do this. I was doing that process. So between in this process, still I was not good at math. But because now I have changed a sense of perception why I'm good at anything and I'm not good at this thing. So because the perception start changing at that point of time, I kept going in ninth class. I scored well in quant, and then when I got promoted in 10th, and in 10th I topped my school. It's not because I was knowing the most mathematic concept or something else. No, there are many students that was doing good when we compare myself. Even the paper, the question paper, when I will solve in in competition of those students who are studying with me, they will be able to solve very quickly than me, and still I get a good marks in board examination. And those who used to good at math, they didn't even score well than I do. It's not just that I was knowing the concept. It's just the sense of perception that I've changed thoroughly my life is that it is not just about who is doing good and who is not doing well. It's just about how you keep things and how you see the things that they are. In this way, I didn't do, even though today I'm not good at math, still I'm not good at. But when it comes to scoring good marks in math, I always scored highest mark in my any subject which is quant. I'm not able to understand how this happened, but when I look back my story, now I have a clear pattern. This called the always I speak always good to me, and I didn't focus on quant that I was not able to do 3-digit multiplication. I just focused on things that I was doing more, and because I was getting confidence in that thing that was I doing good, and then my teacher turned that energy towards somehow quant, and now I started looking quant as an interesting subject. And within 2 years, a lot of hard work, of course, I give a lot bunch of time to quant. Specifically, I used to give 4 or 5 hours to quant, and in this process I was going to coaching classes, I was going to school, and even in at house, one of my big brother used to help me, of course. So this process helped me to get out of that comfort that I was not good at math. And that's why I believe if you are doing not good at any part of your life, I'm sure each and everyone is doing something great in their part of life. So please identify that part of it, took from inspiration from that, strengthen that topic, and when you are getting that confidence, suddenly just slowly turn your energy into your worst part of it, and don't try to overcome from that those problems within a single day or something like that. No, just doing small things. Like when I was not able to doing 3-digit multiplication, it's okay, then I start doing 2-digit. First I mastered it very thoroughly, then in 2 3 digit, believe me, at that point of time, it used to took me 30 minutes even solving a 1 3-digit multiplication, but I kept going. I was not solving uh, 10 3 multiplication digit in a single day. No, I was doing 2 or 3, because one I was doing with my brother, one I was doing at coaching class, and one I was doing at school. So these three, and it was daily routine. And suddenly I start building quant. Now when I got passed from 10th board, I was topper at math. The highest mark in that subject was quant, or the math. It's not just I'm good at math. No, still I'm not. Anybody can beat me who is studying, who is even less known to me. But they will never beat me in an examination. It's not because the I'm knowing, or I have a concept of purity. No, it's not. But I have one thing, that is I speak always with clarity to myself that it's okay. I'm not good. It's okay. I'm accepting that problem now. If I'm good at this thing, I can be good at thing. So I just change my perception, nothing else. And I kept going, and finally I achieved that thing that I want to do. And in this way, anyone can do this thing. Please remember, don't speak in a negative way. Just more focus on your strong area. And when you once in your peak area at a peak, just try to shift your energy toward your worst part. And because you are in peak, you in your consistency or any or energy, you will able to get through, or you will able to come out of this problem. Believe me, this works very well. And kept going, just and learn by doing. So thanks.